Good morning, my friends. It is early this morning, trying to get my day started, and woke up a little bit and decided to get myself going with a little prayer, a little exercise this morning. I had my cutoff shirt on, so I actually put on a collared shirt to record and present. But I was thinking of what could I talk about this morning and encourage people. And I started thinking about one of the sermons. It's one of my favorite sermons to preach on. I've only done it a couple of times, but it was one of my favorite subjects when I heard it, and it was 1 Samuel 30, verse 6. 1 Samuel chapter 30 is when the Amalekites had attacked, and David and his men found themselves beset upon. Their wives had been taken, their sons, their daughters, and they had nothing. And they had just come back from battle themselves, and that feeling of being upset. Everything's been taken from you. They were upset that they were gone. They were upset at their situation. They were upset at their circumstances. And they were going to stone David. And as you're reading it, you're like, man, this is a bad predicament for David. He's the leader. He knows what God has promised him. And he finds himself in this situation. Saul was after him. He had already been working with his enemies, but attacking them from the rear. And now he's got another group of enemies that have taken everything from him. And he could look at his circumstances and be down and be upset. But verse 6 says, David was greatly distressed. It wasn't that he wasn't stressed. He was greatly distressed because the men were talking of stoning him. Each one was bitter in spirit because of his sons and daughters. But David found strength in the Lord. Other versions say David encouraged himself in the Lord. And I love that verse so much, and I love that chapter so much, and what David did there, because how many times have we found ourselves in bitter circumstances? We can look at our current circumstances and find ourselves reasons to be complaining, reasons to be upset, reasons to be greatly distressed. But how often do we take an active role in encouraging ourselves in the Lord? And that can be done very many ways. How do we do it? It could be as simple as saying, not focusing on what's been taken from us, and focus on what we do have. Focus on our can do's instead of our can't do's. I'll give you an example right now. During this time of what is called coronation, or forced vacation. I know most people are still working and taking care of their families, but I have had the time to spend more time with my children, spend more time with my family, calling family members I haven't talked to in a while. I have had time to remodel parts of my house, get pictures up that I hadn't put up before, and change things around to make it feel more homey. I've had time to do projects. I have made bacon out of daikon radishes. I didn't even know a daikon radish existed a month ago. And now I'm learning how to cook with a daikon radish. My son and I are learning how to play piano. I am just learning where to put my fingers and what keys to touch, but we're having time practicing. I've been going on bike rides and walks with my children. There are so many things that I am capable of doing now that maybe time wouldn't have allowed me to do before. How many times do you wake up and get into the routine of work and you don't take time to enjoy the sunrise or the sunset? How many times is it too dark to go out and take my little ones and go outside and throw a ball or play by the time we get home? I have taken the task and responsibility upon myself to look at all the things that I do have and not all the things that I don't. I have taken the time to look at all the things God has given me and not all the things that have been taken away. And in doing so, I have kept, with God's help, I have kept a positive attitude, a positive outlook, and I'm not stressed, anxious, or worried. I know my Father will take care of us, and I know his promises will hold, even though it doesn't feel good right now. It's amazing what you can do to encourage yourself and what it looks like. And so I ask you today, what does it look like for you? Where are you focusing? Are you focusing on your can-dos? Are you focusing on your can'ts? What is encouraging? What have you been able to take the time to do with this time? Because here's the flip side of it. Here's the complete other hand of it. What if you looked at it like this? God has given me time to do some things and work on some things in my life. And the devil is trying to steal that time and take it away. Am I going to allow him to be successful in his mission? Or am I going to take the time that God has given me and use it wisely? I believe we need to take the time and use it wisely. See you guys later. Have a good day. Talk to you soon.